What you are observing is a typical example of a conflict in a small group. We will first demonstrate a way in which to incorrectly resolve this small group conflict.
Have you even started on your part of the project?
Yes, you can see it right there. I've been working on it for so long.
Okay, it doesn't even look like there's much done.
What do you mean there's not much done?
Hey,
There's like 5 sentences.
what's the problem here?
She hasn't even done her part of the work.
That's not true. I've been working on all of that.
Okay, well, I don't feel like she has made an adequate contribution to our project. You and I can't be the only ones that do all the work.
I'm afraid I have to agree.
I am so over this. I don't have to be treated like this. I was doing so much work.
That was not the proper way of handling this situation. Brandon never let Mackenzie talk and took sides with Omar, while Brandon was supposed to be the mediator. We are now going to demonstrate the proper way that this situation should have been handled.
Have you even done your part of the project?
Yes, I've done my part of the project. You can see it on your screen.
What have you even done? There's like 5 sentences written down.
Oh, I still did it.
But 5 sentences? Come
Oh,
on
5
now.
sentences. That's still something.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Take note of how Brandon, our mediator in this situation, steps in to handle this conflict between Omar and Mackenzie.
Getting here by talking over top of each other. Omar, you first.
Okay, well, I don't feel that she has made an adequate contribution to our group project. You and I can't be the only ones doing all the work.
Okay.
I mean, I have done my fair share of the work. You can see it on there.
What is it you've done exactly?
I've done our outline.
Okay. Well, our group contract also says you're supposed to do the PowerPoint. Have you started that?
I've been busy. I mean, I have other important things to do.
Well, it's due in 2 days. We aren't gonna get this finished in time.
Do you think you can get it done?
In 2 days, yeah, I think I can.
You're sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, well, I'm going to trust you on that, and if you don't get it done in 2 days, we will have to talk to the professor, but giving you the benefit of the doubt, and you just need to really make sure that you get that done. I know there's a lot of other important things going on, but we have to have that. And Omar, how is your stuff coming along?
It's coming up pretty much done with everything. We're just waiting on her part to get finished. So as long as she gets it done, that'll work for me.
All right, then. Well, let's continue with the finishing steps of the project. How are we on pacing?
That was an example of how to properly manage conflict in a small group. The mediator de-escalated the situation and gave each group member the opportunity to speak. By doing this, the group was able to work through their issues and come to a compromise. We would first like to define what conflict is. Conflict is a communications process between people who perceive incompatible goals or interference in achieving their objective. We would also like to define a small group. A small group is 3 or more interdependent persons who share a common identity and who communicate to achieve common goals and purposes. We would also like to talk about the different listening styles. There's people-oriented listening, content-oriented listening, action-oriented listening, and time-oriented listening. There are many types of conflict resolution. One of the first methods is avoidance. Avoidance is not managing the conflict, but avoiding it. One of the problems with the avoidance method is that it can lead to resentment and annoyance. The second type of conflict resolution is accommodation. Accommodation is putting others' needs before your own and ignoring your goals. One of the problems with this method is that it is one-way accommodation and can lead to resentment as well. The third type of conflict resolution is competition. Competition is clearly identifying and discussing the conflict, but still pursuing your own goals regardless of others. The problem with this method is that it can lead to unproductive communication. The last type of conflict is collaboration. This is usually the most desired resolution. Collaboration is mutual problem solving, or sometimes called compromise. One problem with this method is that all members of the group must agree. We will now talk about how to manage conflict. The first step is to accept conflict. Conflict is natural and happens in every ongoing relationship. It's unavoidable, but it means that there is a need for change and it has to be addressed. Being a calming agent is the second step. Your response can escalate or decrease the problem. It can provide a neutral point of view, but before that, make sure to plan out your desired resolution. Listen actively is the next step to managing conflict. There are many different types of listening skills. Make sure to work through how you feel and make sure to also use I-based statements. The next step to conflict management is to analyze the problem and to work together. By working to analyze the problem and working together, you can clarify what the specific problem is and you can make a promise to work to correct the problem. Thank you all for watching our video, and I hope that you all have enjoyed it and now know how to properly manage conflict.